Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. You can listen to what Asari Dokubo said in assessment of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu 1 year in office.
This is the worst government. That's the feeling of the job people. If nobody is telling you, as a friend, I will tell you, the job people feel this is the worst government.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on wherever you are watching us from. This is another channel, Politics on the Street. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. Yesterday, Asari Dokubo has made a video, a viral video that is trending online. He said, despite his support for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the 2023 general election, he said he is hungry and that President Tinubu has failed woefully. How can you answer this, sir?
Yes, I don't know how a lot of people want to see that, and I don't know how a lot of people want to take that remarks coming from Asari Dokubo very seriously, because a lot of people have considered him to be very unstable person and somebody who cannot, even define his words. People see him as a man of double lips. He talks from both sides of the mouth. Asari Dokubo recently has become a nuisance. And when you talk about how he projects himself, to the public, a lot of people will disagree with him. He rants, discriminately, playing a kind of fool in paradise. You can imagine that. We know his antecedents, and you know that for now, this is not really Asari Dokubo that we used to know back in the days, who is firm on his belief and decisions. But it's not like that now. A lot of people will also say that, he was able to play out a reality, giving his latest verdict on Tinubu's 1 year in office. That of course things has really degenerated to the point, Nigeria finding it very difficult to run even a square meal per day. Talk less of 5 people with families. It cuts across all sectors. Both those working and both those who are self-employed and both those, the worst hit, of course, the unemployed youth. So it's not a good one, and I believe the president themselves has already acknowledged, they have failed, and people are saying Tinubu Bole, Tinubu Bole, Tinubu Bole, calm down, because you see, it's already trending online. If you go to so many platforms online, you see it's trending. Tinubu Bole after 1 year. If there were signs, and if this is pointing to a particular direction, that at the end of the day, there might be light in the tunnel. Our Nigeria, the policies are geared towards instant or medium or long-term improvement. We are not seeing that, and that is why everybody is of the opinion that Tinubu Bole, Bole. That is what people are saying now. Of course, Asari Dokubo might not be far from the truth, considering the situation that Nigerians found themselves by, being the first president in Nigeria that was not elected, and he became president.
But yesterday, the son of the president, Tinubu, has used his official Twitter handle to beg Nigerians, please have patience with my daddy. He's working out to make Nigeria a better place for every Nigerian and for everybody living across the country. So do you think Nigerians should still have patience for the president? Because we've seen inflation, we've seen unemployment, we've seen a lot of things in this 1 year of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. So do you think Nigerians still should have patience with the president, sir?
I don't know how the level of the category of which is making that reference, talking about the president's son, talking about Tinubu, trying to tell Nigerians to be patient. We want to understand what type of patience is he talking about. Does he want us to be patient in hopelessness? There's no patience in hopelessness. The renewed hope agenda has automatically collapsed. It's not something to write home about. So if you're talking about being patient, I don't know a of which angle they want us to be patient. I want Nigerians to be patient. If Nigerians has experienced Nigerian patience over the years, especially under the leadership administration of the former president of Nigeria, talking about Muhammad Buhari, where Nigerians were, excessively patient for good 8 years, and before you know it, his era has gone, Buhari has disappeared, nobody's talking about him again, and here we are today again, and our name is also branded patience. So if we are going to look at that word patience, if you have to be patient, patience has to come with, a hope. That's what patience is all about. Patience has to come with, change. Patience has to come with integrity. Patience has to come with dividends. Patience has to come, be seen, to have a positive outlook at the end of the day. So what we are seeing in this regard is patience, according to the definition of Seyi Tinubu, that patience in this regard he's talking about is patience in hopelessness. And I don't think Nigeria will be ready for that.
Okay, but sir, looking at the President Tinubu 1 year in office, which sector do you think that the president has performed? And which sector of the economy that you think the president have done worse? Because most Nigerians are chanting about the issue of hunger, strike, poverty, unemployment, floating of naira. So which sector of the economy do you think that the president has performed? Because
I think Tinubu has done very well in the corruption sector.
But there's nothing like that.
No, that's what I'm telling you. I'm telling you that he's automatically zero. That's what I mean. So what he has majorly done well, performed well, is what we call today the corruption sector. He has performed wonderfully well. Apart from that, if you come to the question on ground, talking about sectors, I don't think there's any sector, that has a lifeline in 1 year. Tinubu's administration, talking about transportation, talking about the economy, banking, industrialization, talking about infrastructure, just name them. What is it? Power? Is it which area? Is it the rising prices of goods uncontrollably? Which people begin to wonder, whether this is actually the Asawaju that Nigerians actually voted for, or maybe it was quite an unfortunate decision, that has become a kind of a decided threat. Okay, Tinubu has become a decided threat for millions of Nigerians, across the 36 states.
Okay, so lastly for Let's sir, yesterday, the former president or President wrote a letter. He said that the Kaduna refinery would never work. The APC is playing politics with this, and that the APC government, he faulted to things. He said floating of the naira and then removal of the fuel subsidy is one of the major policies where the president Govt in which, and then that has caused more hardship, has plunged Nigerians into more hardship. Do you agree with the former president, sir?
I don't need to agree with Olusegun Obasanjo in that regard, because it has become something of reality. There's evidence of it everywhere. That Tinubu has actually not qualified. Even not ethnicity and tribalism and a decided gang-related quest for putting him there. Tinubu's presidency is gang-related. It was a decided agreement. So it was not a Nigerian's decision. And that is why when they find themselves at that level, they don't know actually what to do. Even an ordinary school start will perform well, if he happens to be president.
What would have been done better if Obi were to be the president? What would have been done?
Let me tell you.
Do you think Obi too wouldn't have performed woefully?
I have millions of information to dish out in that regard. If Peter Obi, his name is even. If you look at Peter Obi, he has a man of honor. He has character. He has courage. None of those things. Tinubu does not have it. You know, men looking at Tinubu, Nigeria is already demarcated. Men looking at him physically, Tinubu as president physically, he have already demarcated Nigeria. You know, again as you go take see something when not they pure, and you go not say this one not they pure. For you to even concentrate and see whether actually appearance is reality, no, you could have, you know, gone out of your memory. But when you see Peter Obi, you know, Peter Obi carries everything around him. You know, his presence, his personality, his status, his character, the way he moves, the way he speaks, his cerebral, his tech knowledge.
Economy-wise, you think he would have done better?
No, I'm coming.
Because we don't have much time.
Yes, I know we don't have much time anyway. But I tell you that if the target is island, some people might decide to go through Obroshoki, some people might decide to go through Pensinima, some people might decide to go through Oba. The direction is this thing. But I tell you that what peterobi would have done, especially on the area of economy and monetary policies, would have been a little bit different from what we have today. One, peterobi, I believe, would have thoroughly engaged, you know, in excessive stakeholders meeting, you know, in order to bring a kind of innovation in the monetary policy and in the economy that will be rightfully okay for Nigeria, for this type of economy will run, because we know that Nigeria is a mono economy, and that is what peterobi would have done. Apart from that, you know, peterobi would have brought in technocrats from all over the world who are Nigerians, you know, to make sure that things does not, you know, spill over and cause the kind of harm we have today. And they stood, you know, peterobi would have been able to defend some of IMF and World Bank policies which is being seen as an economic attack on Nigeria, you know. But unfortunately, Tinubu does not have such personality in his government to defend his government at that global and world level. And this is what has been taking toll on Tinubu's government, and that is why he scored 0/100 come after 1 year in office. Thank you.
Thank you. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse.